Welcome to today's Daily Report Market Analysis videos with me, Richard Perry, Market Analyst at Hantec on Friday, the 2nd of October. Well, markets have been reacting to the news overnight that Donald Trump has tested positive for COVID-19. Now, this certainly calls into question a few things, obviously how he can respond through the presidential election race and what the impact of that could be. But certainly for now, the uncertainty of it all has driven markets into reverse, a little bit of safe haven flow coming through. Equity markets down, Europeans are feeling the pinch of that. You've seen S&P 500 actually closed high yesterday, seemed to be sort of gaining a little bit of upside traction, but that seems to be reversing somewhat today as futures have fallen quite sharply, although they are off session lows, I might add. In terms of Forex majors, you've seen the classic safe haven flows. Yen strengthening, dollar strengthening, and it's interesting that we've got a little bit of movement around the euro as well. Euro under pressure as inflation has come in on Eurozone, inflation much worse than expected, and the euro has been hit on that. Usual sort of Brexit related playing around on sterling, meeting between Ursula von der Leyen and Boris Johnson tomorrow to discuss, obviously, the trade deal and how the two sides can come to some sort of agreement, one would hope. Yeah, sterling higher on that. But generally speaking, risk off, risk negative, and that generally means dollar positive. The interesting one is that gold was positive earlier. It's just come off the highs, though, in the last, few minutes, actually, and that has actually been, I think, coincided with that euro weakness. So that gold price and dollar movement is still very much negatively correlated there. Okay, so the main focus for today, beyond Trump, is obviously this payrolls report this afternoon, and I think there could be a lot of volatility given the fact that US markets haven't yet responded to this news of Donald Trump, but also the payrolls report later this afternoon could create this to be a particularly choppy session. Here's the data this morning. Here's the Eurozone inflation numbers, which came in headline 0.3 negative, which was worse. But look at that core number, actually worse, much worse than expected, and expected to increase, but actually fell. So this afternoon, US non-farm payrolls report, 850,000 jobs, down from 1.37 million. But what we did see on Wednesday was a pretty strong ADP employment report number. Whether that has any feed through to payrolls or not remains to be seen. But 850,000, yeah, that sounds like a big number, big positive number. But the US jobs labour market is still around about 11 million jobs lower than it was in terms of total employment from the February levels just prior to the COVID-19 hit. We're also looking out for unemployment number. Does that continue to fall? 8.2% is the expectation there. Average hourly earnings 4.8, up from 4.7. We've also got factory orders for the states expected to grow 1% on August, but also final Michigan sentiment expected to be slightly revised higher to 79 from 78.9 at the flash reading, prelim reading. Right, so that takes me on to my chart of the day, which is silver. Precious metals have had a choppy move early doors today. Initially, we saw silver moving lower, as gold did, and then you had the Trump news hit. Let me just zoom in a little bit here. You had the Trump news, and then that saw silver rallying hard. But that rally's just sort of dissipated, actually, in the last hour or so. Interesting times, I think, for silver. Gold broke out to an extent, above $1,900 yesterday and held that break. Silver hasn't managed to do that yet. And what we have seen is silver sort of playing around with this sort of support band that you've got between the fib level of 38.2% and also 23.4. $23.40, which was that reaction low from August. The market sort of holding on to that support this morning. But 24.40 was the high earlier this week, and that has yet to be overcome. And until that happens, you'd say that there are question marks around this. Look at the stochastics. Are they beginning to roll over again? RSI, sort of around the 40 mark. I mean, it's not great, certainly, and you'd be looking for this recovery to continue, because what we've got is, a shallow uptrend on this hourly chart. But essentially, if you look at the last 4 or so days, it's sort of going sideways in a bit of a range. So it does need to break out above 24.40 to continue that move higher. Then you'd sort of measure 23.10, well, a buck and buck 30, so towards 25.70 being an upside target of a little mini range. But momentum indicators on the hourly are pretty steady, aren't they? Pretty neutrally configured. So is this a move that we could be seeing dissipate is the question. I think the dollar moves are still going to be really important for both silver and gold. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading today. Click here to subscribe to our analysis videos. Go to our website to sign up for our webinars and click to watch Trader Talks, our videos that give you top trading